I tried everything that I knew to try. I felt like a failure. Like, why can't I solve this problem naturally?
When you lose hope. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 23. Welcome to Hunt for Wellness. I am John Hunt, along with
Kristi Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And, you know, the title of today's show is When You Lose Hope.
Yeah.
That's not a very uplifting thing, but you know what? It happens all the time. And when people connect with us, we hear these stories of loss of hope. We've experienced it in our own life as well, right? And
yes.
So hope is, what would you even describe hope as? I mean,
hope,
do you know what I mean?
Well, hope is super important.
Yeah.
It's very important because when you lose hope, you think you're going to die.
Yeah.
You can't move forward.
Yeah.
So it's looking forward and having a positive outlook towards the future.
Yeah, it's
that there's
definitely
going to be
forward-looking.
Yes, that there's going to be a positive outcome.
Yeah, and what's interesting is your forward-looking is affected by either your current or your past.
Yes.
And so, well, listen, one of the reasons we're going to be talking about this today is because you're going to share your story of hope. And we'll also tell you a little bit later about where they can find that story and others in a special a group that you connected with some people on. We'll get into that, but I think let's kick it off with your story of hope, or when you lost hope.
Right. So this is a natural health story. So I was in a very stressful period of my life, just experiencing a lot of stress, emotional stress, and my skin started to break down right under my eyes. It got very red, very itchy, and the skin was breaking down. It was cracking. It was dry. It was flaky. I like to wear makeup. I couldn't wear makeup at all. Wearing makeup made it look worse. And it was irritated. I felt so hopeless. I tried everything that I knew to try. I felt like a failure. Like, why can't I solve this problem naturally? I've been using oils for many years. I should know how to do this. I do many modalities of health, supporting treatments and stuff, and I could not solve this problem. And it was very stressful.
Needless to say, a lot of tears shed too.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make it any better, right? Because
well, it was
it's
so
all up there in the
frustrating.
Yeah.
And so one day, John said, it's time.
Ta-da!
Time to go to see someone else.
Yeah.
Go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So I did. I went to the doctor, which was even just stressful going.
Yeah, right. Not that doctors are bad or anything, but
No.
it's just like,
I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to solve it that way, but I needed help. So I went to the doctor. He offered some solutions. I didn't love all the solutions, but I just worked with him, and I'm like, I don't think that's good for me, but I can do this one and this one. So one of them was light therapy, and that was good. That I did that day. That helped immediately. There was immediate change. And he gave me some steroid cream. So I left feeling more hope.
Yeah, right.
I really did. In fact, one of my kids went with me, and she's like, Mom, I think your skin looks better already.
Nice.
So that was really encouraging. And I used the things that he gave me, did the light therapy, did the steroids, and it resolved quickly. Yeah. Very quickly.
Well, steroids though, they kind of attack the symptom.
Yeah.
They're not really solving the problem.
No, it's not a cure.
Yeah.
Which I knew.
Yeah.
I knew that wasn't the cure. But to get my face back felt really, really good. And I was so encouraged by that. And then you wean off of it. But the other thing about steroids is it can damage your skin, and it is not a long-term solution. And so I was happy for it, but also concerned about it because this is not something I want to do for a long time. So stopped using that. But then now periodically with stress, it would return. This stuff around my eyes, itching again. I would try to solve it. I wouldn't be able to solve it naturally. And so I had to go back and use the steroids again. I never let it get as bad as it was originally. And I just, again, inside it was like, oh, I don't want to use this, but this is what works. And so not too long ago, I started again to feel the problem. It starts with itching around my eyes. And then it starts to break down. And I'm like, okay, I had just heard more how CBD supports the skin really well. So I thought, okay, I'm going to use this CBD Beauty Boost that Young Living has. And I also really like copaiba essential oil and lavender essential oil. So I put each of those, first copaiba under my eyes and lavender. They're both very gentle. And then I put on the CBD Beauty Boost. And immediately it stopped the itching and just felt really good. So it hadn't broken down yet. I just felt that itching. Then about an hour later, I felt it getting itchy again and a little red. So I'm like, wait, I'm going to put it on again. Because with natural health, you need to put things on more frequently sometimes.
Right.
So I did that probably like almost every hour and a half. The next day it was maybe every 2 hours. But then it just stopped. There was no more itching. There was no redness. I totally aborted the way that it was going in the past. And the skin didn't break down. And I made it through it.
That's awesome.
So I was so happy. I can't tell you how happy I was because I didn't have to use that steroid cream. And I just solved it with natural things, essential oils and the CBD Beauty Boost. So that made me super happy.
And you had hope again.
I did. It was very hopeful.
Oh,
it was
awesome.
like, I can solve these problems.
Right.
I just didn't know how to solve it in the beginning.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of people sometimes don't know where to start.
Right.
So that's why we do offer a discovery call over at Hunt4Wellness.com. If you go over there, click the blue connect button, get on the phone, get on Skype, get on Zoom, whatever works for you. There's so many options now. And find out, spend 15 minutes trying to find out what's the next step for you if you're kind of run into a roadblock or you've lost hope on a certain health or wellness situation. We're here to help. So that's over at Hunt4Wellness.com. You also have an experience with some other peers in the Young Living community and a little project you're working on. This is during the month of October 2021, depending on when you're watching or listening to this. I don't know if you'll leave it up afterwards or not. Maybe they will.
I guess we haven't decided yet.
Yeah, okay,
about
great.
That.
Tell us about it.
So in August, when I went to the Gold Retreat, I met several friends, new people that I hadn't met before, 9 other women who are amazing. And we started sharing our stories with each other. One day at dinner, we started to share our stories of how did we get into Young Living and what was why did we get into Young Living? And everyone has a story of usually a health challenge that they were trying to overcome. And so we shared these stories and they were amazing. They really were. And we thought, we can't keep these to ourselves. We really want to share them with other people. So for the month of October, we're doing this Hopetober, a Facebook group, just sharing our stories. So everybody is taking a turn at sharing their stories. And I've shared my story already, the one that I just shared with you. But people are sharing every week. on there.
That's great. So if they want to get in, it's open group, not
it's public.
Yeah. So would they search on it or?
Yeah, you can search Hopetober.
Hopetober and just do that. Or if you want to connect with us.
Yes, we'd send you the link
we'd be able to send you the link. So it shouldn't be that difficult to find. Is Hopetober one word?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It is.
So
it is.
That's awesome. Well, I'm hoping that that people will get a chance to go over. I've watched a few of them so far, and
they're good.
They're very encouraging. And it's interesting about Young Living. We're brand partners. Most people don't get into it for the business side. In fact, very few are actually in the business. Most people just use the products and really love that transformation from toxic living to non-toxic, non-chemical living. And so there's lots of opportunities there as well. In fact, doesn't Young Living have an oil called Hope?
Yes, they do.
Of course they do. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Which is a great oil.
Now, can you buy this one individually, or is this one in that Feelings kit?
No, it's not in the Feelings kit.
Okay.
You buy this individually.
That smells great.
So it's got Melissa, myrrh, juniper, and spruce.
Okay.
And so separately, these oils support the body physically and mentally. And then together, they really give the person using it the feeling of moving forward with hope and achievement. And so you might think, that's weird. That's weird. I don't believe that.
I know. We've heard that story before, right?
But so here was my experience. One day, this before oils, I was growing lavender in my garden, and I was running out the door to the car because I was running a little bit late. And on my way out, I grabbed a sprig of lavender and just grabbed it, hopped into the car, and just started smelling this sprig of lavender. I could feel my body relaxing.
Yeah, well, it is with relaxing oil.
I wasn't, yes, it is. It is a calming and relaxing oil. I was shocked. I wasn't trying to get relaxed from smelling this lavender. I just saw it, wanted it, picked it, and ran and just started smelling it. And so I had an immediate, significant physical reaction to it, physical and emotional. It just calmed me down. And so I've experienced it without trying to experience it, how fragrances can have an impact emotionally on your body. You smell something, and it goes to the limbic system in your brain actually immediately, where emotions are stored and things, and it has an impact.
Oh, that's awesome.
On it. So
this is a good oil to use, when you don't have great hope, right? Or when you're stressed out about something, or you've got something in the future. Because it's looking into the future, right?
Yes.
Maybe a meeting or something like this. This would be a good one to, kind of get your system readjusted.
So Melissa is gentle and delicate, yet it is a powerful oil. It may help balance emotions and remove emotional blocks, which I think is one of our issues when we're losing hope. Spruce is grounding to the body and balancing, and helps also release emotional blocks. Like, think about when you go and walk in the woods, how relaxing, refreshing it is. And it just feels hopeful. Literally, it does feel hopeful.
Your body loosens up too.
It really does. And then myrrh, that's one of the gifts they gave to Jesus, baby Jesus. And it really is a gift. And if we can open our hearts to the gifts around us, there are so many gifts around us that we don't even acknowledge most of the time. And
even that's the spiritual aspect of hope. The Bible says, my hope comes from the Lord.
That's right.
So, we can use oils and we can do all that, but our hope really comes from the Lord.
Yeah, and we're not saying an oil gives you hope.
Yeah.
We're not saying that. It
affects you physically, though, which ties in with the mental and ties in with the spiritual.
Exactly.
We're holistic beings, so.
Right, right. It can support you in a journey of hope.
Yeah.
I'm
wondering, too, if you have use the oil and then pray.
Absolutely.
how that would maybe enhance your prayer life a little bit.
Yes.
Because it gets your mind relaxed a little bit and really can focus.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that is great. Well, if you'd like to find out how to get the Hope Oil or any of the products that Young Living has to offer, again, we're brand partners for Young Living. But we approach this from a very individualistic angle. We say before you buy anything, connect with us on one of those discovery calls over at Hunt4Wellness.com. Spend 15, 20 minutes on the phone, via Zoom, whatever you want to do, to connect about what challenges you're dealing with. There's not a one size fits all.
Mm-hmm.
And just head over there. It's free, and it's a good way to take the first step without making huge commitments or buying a bunch of stuff.
Right. You can just ask some questions.
Right. Good. And we hope that you will do that. Right? So,
yes, we do.
anything else before we wrap up here?
I would say just if you're going through a health challenge, you want to pray about it and ask God to guide you to an answer. Talk to other people about it. Get support.
Yeah, support is huge.
Yeah, and especially if you're feeling completely hopeless, which we have experienced that in the past with some very challenging situations, and so we do understand that very hopeless feeling.
I think everybody experiences a lack of hope at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
a degree.
Yeah.
A degree. Yeah. But we want you to have hope.
Yeah.
And so reach out to us, reach out to the people around you, loved ones. Just talk to somebody. If you're lacking hope, please tell somebody.
Yes, great. And then, of course, we hope that you'll come back for our next episode of Hunt